All right, welcome to VMware Explore 2023. We're in Las Vegas, and I'm joined today by my man, Waldemar Pera. How you doing? So how do you pronounce that? Waldemar?
Waldemar's okay.
Waldemar?
It's a strange name. Usually in my country, I born in Uruguay, is Waldemar. But when you go to Europe, the people say Waldemar.
Waldemar.
It's the same. It's the same name, depend the country, but I don't have problem with that.
I have the same problem. My last name is Fletcher, and everybody's like, is that Flecka? Yeah. So.
yeah.
But yeah, Waldemar, I know you've been very active in the VMware community, and we were talking off camera, and you were telling me, we were talking about the need, how people need to start rethinking multi-cloud. And I'm curious, like, what are your thoughts on what the issue is, and what can we do to rethink how we look at multi-cloud?
Yeah, in my case, usually my work is more close to the network and security part. But the problem when they're talking about multi-cloud is not only the network security part, not the application part, it's thinking everything together.
Right.
And when you're starting to see that, you see, okay, you need to know what is the application running, maybe in the premise, or maybe you don't know, it's any cloud. And at the same time, the problem is when they're talking the application side. You have maybe legacy application, maybe you have new application, and what happens when you have together application, both at the same time?
Right.
My station is around that part, for example.
Okay.
And the second part is, okay, when they're talking maybe for DR, active standby, whatever, that discussion usually is for silo discussion. Don't include everything together in a holistic view.
Yeah.
And they need thinking the organization, especially when they're talking about the cloud, and the cloud is not a place, a IT model.
Sure.
And below what you see under the hood, you have automation, a lot of automation above, and taking together all silos in the organization. It's a mindset change, yeah. You have the technology, but you need to change the organization and the people, and that is problem for me.
Do you think it's like, I think back to the older days when it was like there were storage teams and physical storage and network teams, and nobody really talked to each other, and getting anything done was difficult. And now we move to this world of virtualization where everything sort of gets, we abstract everything in VMware, and it's like more simple in that regard. But do you think that when we're talking about applications, which are very complex now, right? There are so many different applications. There's traditional applications, there's modern apps, and now with AI and all types of things, the requirements for all these apps are very different, right? We got cloud services that we may need to connect to. We may need to connect to GPUs for AI, things like that. And so I feel like what happens is, in the older days, it was like, here's our storage, this is what you get, now make it work. But I really feel like what the issue is we need to be thinking of application first. What are the requirements of that application, and let that drive our purchasing decisions. What do you think? Yeah,
usually in the earliest days, you're thinking the design from the infrastructure side, the view from the structure.
Yeah.
But today is wrong.
Yeah.
In the end, when the customer requires, my application is slow, it's not the problem, what is the problem by itself for the infra.
It's always the network though, right? It's always the network.
Yeah, usually 90% is the network, but usually you need something tools for look what is time to innocence parts.
Sure.
In that case, you're starting to see what is happening above for the application and see what is the dependency below the infrastructure. That is a change sense, especially when the people, all people like me, was infrastructure side, change your mindset to starting first. The first is the application. The rest is the support for the application. The king is the application.
Absolutely. Well, you said you're doing a session here this week. Go ahead and give us the name of that session so we can put a link on the bottom here. And I want to hear about that.
Yeah, thank you.
What is the name of the session?
Resilience IT, so talking about active in the multi-cloud world. Then I have a session, a panel session about the Big Expert multi-cloud, about that discussion. And the last one is around this VMware security multi-cloud. It's not my usually part network security, it's running all stuff for security in high level, but talking from the device, the user, something in the middle network, and what happened in the cloud, the data center, and the kind of the application. So it's a lot, it's the same topics. In my crisis mind is thinking in a holistic way.
Absolutely.
We need for everything, for the definition, for the security, or maybe for the consume in the end, the application.
Absolutely. Well, I'm looking forward to seeing your session. I'll probably have to download it after the event because I'm going to be busy here, but I want to thank you for joining us on Virtually Speaking, and good luck with your session.
Thank you for the space. Thank you.